Does a spoonful of sugar really help the medicine go down? Sugar's become a bad word these days, but is it really that harmful? Hy-Vee dietitian Stacy Mitchell is here today with the bitter truth about all kinds of sweeteners. Because we need some sweet in our life, don't we?
We do, of course. And like you said, sugar has become a bad word, and we think it's bad, but it is natural. It comes from a plant. It's just maybe too much of it. Like in your soda, you see we have 20 teaspoons.
20 teaspoons of sugar.
That might be a little much. And you notice on the My Pyramid, you notice in the My Pyramid, that's the tiny part. And I tell kids that's your sometimes foods, your sweets and your sugars.
Yeah, because if there's this much sugar, you guys, in this bottle of pop, that's kind of scary.
Right.
Because it does rot your teeth, and it's fairly fattening if there's a lot of it.
And there's not much nutrients in there.
Right.
Besides that.
So in sugars, in cereals and stuff, even in a cereal this is like a brand, Total or something.
With the Raisin Bran, Yep. But you also have to look at what else is in there. Is there vitamin C, fiber, nutrients, all that good stuff
too. And the milk you're putting on it?
Yep.
But sugar substitutes, this is, I think, the big controversial subject these days.
It's a huge one, and we have lots of different types, too. You know, you got your sweet low, your saccharin, which is
saccharin,
1960s, that was, they did a small study, and they found some not too good things. But then we have your Splenda and also your Equal.
Splenda's the newest one.
Yep.
And Equal is aspartame. When you see this in pop or on a label, aspartame is what Equal is. How do you feel about these substitutes, Stacey?
Moderation. You know, the FDA has recognized them as being safe. They've done big, large studies that they've shown that the research is okay. But, of course, in anything, you don't want to go too overboard in anything. So moderation. It does help for diabetics to keep the blood sugar down, too.
How do you feel about Sweet and Low these days, the saccharin, compared to your Splenda?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
For most people, they may like the taste of Splenda more. Just depending on preference.
Well, you have one here today that I have never heard of. This is called stevia.
Yes.
And it's a sugar substitute as well, which is supposed to be more natural.
Right. We did not make this one, whereas the Equal and the Splenda and the Sweet and Low, we did make that ourselves, but we made it from regular products. The stevia comes from a tea leaf.
Really?
And
you made the pie with that.
Yep. And here's also a cookbook that we have. It's stevia sweet recipes.
All right.
Super sweet. You need like 1/4 of a teaspoon to equal a cup of sugar. So that's how sweet it is.
Wow.
You don't need that much on there.
And like a health drink like this does have sugar in it.
Right.
So, you need to check your label depending on how you feel about the different sweeteners.
But there's also 12 nutrients in there too.
Okay.
So that's a lot of it as well.
All right. So in the last minute or two, what do you want to show me?
I did some cookies. And I made one batch regular, and the other batch, I cut down half the sugar, and I also cut down half the butter, too. And you tried them before?
They were really good. So now I can't even tell which one is the one you made over.
You can.
They're puffier?
The puffier ones are the one with half the fat and half the sugar. And I noticed when I made the regular ones, they were really hard. But the ones that I reduced the fat and the sugar, those were nice and soft. I used some applesauce and all that kind of good stuff, too.
So do you think, in general, we'd be better off to cut back on sugar and try some more of these sugar substitutes in our diets? Do you think it's safer to cut back on sugar?
Sugar's not a bad thing. It's just how much of it's in there. Yeah, you can cut back like I did on here, but here I didn't add any sugar substitutes either. I just added more vanilla, more spices and seasonings.
So get used to maybe not having such a sweet tooth and craving it.
Right. But I did leave the chocolate in there, too.
Don't ever leave the chocolate out, girlfriend. Thank you, my dear.
Thanks.
Good thing you see you, Stace. Now, tomorrow on the show, our job series continues with the hottest jobs in the QCA, the top 10 jobs who really can't hire fast enough. We'll cook up some recipes that go well with dinner and a movie for the weekend and get Linda Cook's reviews on the new movies opening this week. Don't miss that hottest jobs list. That'll be good tomorrow right here at 4:30. Gary's back. We're going to do the news together next at 5.